Oh, no. Hello, sunshines. How art thou? How are you doing? How was your day? How was your Monday? How was your weekend? Did you enjoy the podcast last night? Um, I think I got one feedback. That's it. I don't get a lot of feedbacks from the podcast. I get more from the Mentor Monday, but I kind of be mixing it together. But I do a lot of talking in the podcast though. I do a lot more talking because it's a podcast. So I do more talking of like the stuff that's going on in my life and how I did this and how I overcame. So um yeah, so you guys know me, right? And if you don't, Shauna from Creative Stitch and Diva Graphic Queen, and I have been doing graphic since 2013, and I'm like the pioneer. You could say that. You could say I'm like the pioneer of graphic. Like no one wanted to do characters until I did it. Yeah. So, I got my bang. Did y'all get your bang? You gotta get your bang. When you need some fuel, get some bang. It's 0 calories, zero sugar, zero carbs, zero artificial colors. So this is cotton candy. I love the I love majority of the flavors, and I have a lot of issues with the way certain things taste and the way it leaves like aftertaste in your mouth. I think my son said this gives him an aftertaste, but it don't for me. So that's kind of weird because everything gives me an aftertaste. I don't know. It's like my taste palette is bougie. It's selective. I don't know why, but all right. So let's get this party started. The graphing. I thought about something, right? I had a revelation during my whole hiatus, during my whole time that I had to process some situations in my household with the storm and me being in pain. I noticed that my workload was growing because I wasn't able to do it daily, right? So sometimes people ask for the simplest things like a name, but when they ask for the name, they don't know or realize that what they're asking can not be done because they don't know. And I didn't either until I learned. And it was more so trial and error because to be honest with you, no one is going to teach you. There's no book or anything about how to do a graph and the images. And I think that's why you see certain people who crochet things and it may be a little blurry, it may have not enough detail because they don't know. They don't know. And I didn't either. The thing about it is I always had an eye for art. So if I didn't see what I like, I would make it. I don't know how to draw, but I don't know. I guess it was a gift that was given to me because I stopped being a nurse to do this. So I guess this is just a gift that I need to do. But I want to show you how to do a simple graph so that you don't have to pay anyone to do something simple like a name or like something that you want to add on maybe a top or a hat or something like that. Like you are able to do it. A real detailed one, I kind of can understand. And I've taught many people who graph, have their own store, who sell graphs and still come to me because I just have a way with making images look good and I know how to troubleshoot. So when it's a really detailed image and they don't know how to do it, I guess I find ways to do it. And so they come to me, even though they know how to graph. So this is why I decided to do this. I get the questions all the time. If you have any questions, I will answer those who are I'm gonna put my comments up. So those who are Diva Squads, if you have a question, your question is first and foremost. Like Keisha, Gayla, and well, who's that? Cece? Celeste. You guys get it first. If you have a question, get it first. Anyone else who want to ask a question, just put question marks on the front and back, and I will definitely answer your question. So if you're gonna get it in, you better get it in within this 2 hours. Because after this, it's all everything I do graphing is going towards my Diva Squad. Sorry. But I did want to do this because I came back and I looked at the log and I looked at like my Etsy shop and stuff like that, and it was the things that can take me like 2.3 seconds, literally. And you guys can do it. It may take you a little longer, but you could do it. So that's why I'm doing this. This bang got me all jittery. I need to slow down on the bang. Y'all gonna think I'm on something. All right, so I already wrote everything down, the basics of graphing. The one thing we need to understand is all images. You're not going to basically graph every single image the same way. All images you're going to have to do something different with them based off of that image. You got to choose the right one though. You have to choose an image that is going to stand out. So when someone sends me an image and say, can you graph this? I will look at it. I will see like how many colors, the details, and I could eyeball it. Now I could just eyeball it and I could tell you. Sometimes I might have to say, let me check, meaning going into the computer just to make sure that it looks good. I'm going to show you. The other thing about it is size. A lot of us do not know at all size proportions. And that's why I see the size is like, oh my God, like I just wish you would have asked so I could help you. That's how I feel sometimes. But I can't say it because then people, are sensitive about their ish. So I had to sit back and like, I just want to help. I just want to help. But people are very sensitive. So when I see those graph scans and I see like the long, like they're just so long or the so huge, it don't have to be that huge. And to be honest with you, very, 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 very honest. I'm gonna be very transparent, like I'm always transparent. A lot of the graphers out here that are graphing, they make your stuff so large because it's easy. That's just something you need to understand. You may not want a king or a queen size graph that's going to take you months and months and months and months. You may want something simple like a throw or a baby blanket. I actually saw a baby blanket that was 200 by 200 and I'm like, that's my size bed. Yeah, we need to realize some people are just doing it because of money. Be very, very careful. Buyer beware. Graphers may be upset with me, but you really need to know these things. These are the things you need to know. I see it. I see it. I see these huge blankets, and I'm like, oh, and some people be like, it took me like 6 months. It should not take you a half a year to complete a blanket. So this is why a lot of my stuff are like kind of on the small size. And I actually had some people just come to me now because they know I will make it a little smaller. Um, that's the first thing I do is scale it down. Unless you want me to make it queen or king, other than that, I'm always going to scale it down to a throw size. If it's a baby blanket, I'm always scaling it down to that crib size. So that's just something you got to take into consideration. And three, the third basic is import wizard. whatever is on that import wizard, whether you are doing stitch fiddle or PC stitch, there's an area where you just clicking buttons and sliding the scale and cropping and you don't know what the hell you're doing. Yeah, that is key to how you're going to get that graph. So we're going to go over the three basics. And then from the three basics, I'll go into, the actual image, how to do a font, and then when you're actually graphing, how it's not going to be blurry. You don't want it to be blurry. You want to be able to see what the graph is. You don't want to have to put a picture next to it just to say, that's Kanye. Nah, boo, that ain't no Kanye. That's a but you done splatted some stuff on there, and that's what it is. But I so all right. Let me take my notes and put it to the side and let's get the going. Goodness gracious, I got a question already. I ain't even start. For the memorial blanket, how do I figure out how much yarn I need to buy? Girl, girl, you know I love you, right? But you could have just asked me that in the desk slide. The memorial blanket. I can't wait till you finish it. Graph is 150 by 20. To be honest with you, look on the graph. It's there. The number of skeins you need to use is there. Look on the ledger. I'll hook you up now. I know what I'm doing. I'm not just trying to get clout or anything. I know what I'm doing. 2013 Graphic Queen. I tried to do this in apps and I don't get it. But on graph paper, I could do it and come up with my designs. Graph paper is what I started with. It's what I began. And I ain't doing that again. It just took too much time. It took too much time. And I see that I can, so with the graph paper, you just have an image, you put the image on the graph paper. With me, as I'm graphing, I think of all different types of things. I don't know why, I don't know how, but God blessed me with vision of art because I've always been able to do this. I've always looked at art. I love art. I could look at a picture and I'd be like, wow, I could add this to that or change the color. So I have the ability to take your image and divatize it. So that's why I ask. I always ask, do you want me to divatize? If you want me to divatize it, I will take that image you give me and create a legacy. Man, I am really tooting my horn today, but let me start. Somebody got to toot my own horn. I got to toot my own horn. All right, let's choose a good graph. I'm going to take you on a road trip so that we could get a really good graph. And so do me a favor. Somebody throw out something, anything. Throw out what type of simple image you would like to graph. Simple, nothing detailed or anything. Something that is really, really simple because I don't want you to think that I'm making all of this up and already had it ready. No, I'm going to show you based off of what you tell me. Mario. Okay. Mario. I think that the way I am trying to go about doing this, it will be easier to learn. Um, I'm just trying to make sure that you guys get it, you know? You know. All right. So I got like the two computer setups because I'm gonna show y'all. Y'all gonna get this. So I'm gonna show you. I'm trying to see. Maybe I should do it this way. Okay. So, as you can see, let me see something. Okay. So, as you can see, I'm going to add Mario. Now, throw out what size you want the Mario. What size do you want the Mario? Okay, so Mario, if you can see, I hope you can see this. Yeah. If you can see where it says Mario Vector, Mario Face, Mario Face. All right. So what I what I do when I want a simple image for the size that you guys are asking me for, I either Google, I look on Pinterest, or I will, if I can't find what I'm looking for, I will design it. I don't know how to draw, but I know how to Photoshop. So I would take an image and I will kind of like revamp it. So what I would do is I would put Mario and I would put Vector. Vector is like a cartoonish. It has like a 2D dimension. That way when you graph, you're not graphing with all of the colors, and you got to be careful when you do that because sometimes you get an image and you love that image and you really want it and it has so much detail in it, but you can't graph it. So we always look for what is minimal or what is vector, like a cartoonish type of thing. Um so as you see, there is a number of different types of items that you could use. This one, can you see? I think you can see right here. Is it coming up slow? I think it's coming up slow. Yeah, well, the second Mario, that's the one that is minimal. So if you have to make something extremely small, like for a hat or a mask, I will use um minimal images. For, you said 100 by 100, so that's like a pillow size. So for a pillow size, I will look for something that has not a lot of detail. So if you can see the head versus the first image. The first image in the head. Now, that's when I will go to the next step, which is what will fit good in a pillow form. And not only will it look good, let's just make sure that we don't have to lose a lot of detail. So you want it to look good, but you don't want to lose so much detail because it's going to be in a small area. So you don't want to lose that much detail. So I'm going to click on it. To be honest, what I did do in the beginning was take coloring book. You see the black and white one with no color? That's what I used in the beginning to practice. So if you ever wanted to practice, that's the best thing to do is look up coloring book pages and just practice with a whole bunch of them. All right, so here we go. Mario, I'm gonna go down just to see which one would be better. I like the one that I see already. To be honest with you, I probably would go for the second one on the right with him pointing up. I would probably go for that because in my mind right now, I'm seeing him pointing at his name or I'm seeing him pointing at something. So that's something that I would do. But for this video, I'm going to choose the this one, the head. So I'm going to take that and I'm going to copy the image. Copy the image. And then I'm going to go to PC Stitch and we're going to go on the import wizard. Any other questions as I'm doing this? Hey, ladies, how art thou? How art thou? Let me pull this down because I'm about to go in an area you guys don't need to see. You don't need to see that part. But yeah, so right now I'm sending the image to this one. That's what I'm doing now. Why I didn't do it on this one? Because this one is a slower computer, and what it will do is blur me out. What is PC Stitch? Is that net? No, so PC Stitch is a software for cross stitch. I learned how to use PC Stitch back in 2013, and PC Stitch is for me. PC Stitch is the best one for me. Now, some people can't get it. Some people don't want to even try. That is fine. You don't have to go crazy with it. Like what I'm gonna show you, you can even use it for stitch fiddle. Cause simple, you could do something simple with stitch fiddle. I honestly, because I'm just quicker and I know how to maneuver PC Stitch better, it would be so much easier for me to just use PC Stitch than Stitch Fiddle because Stitch Fiddle Stitch Fiddle's tools are more minimal than PC Stitch. PC Stitch, I'm able to smack it up, flip it, rub it down. I'm able to do way more than Stitch Fiddle. I'm able to add the images. Like I said, if I was to use the Mario that's doing this, I would, with PC Stitch, I would be able to use that picture and then add something else on top of it. So you can't do that in Stitch Fiddle, and you can't even add text. I never understood that. Why can't you add text? Like, it's text. But you can't. You can't add text. And I really honestly don't know why that's even a thing to not add text. I don't know. But yeah, can't add it. All right. So let me go on import wizard. I have to do this separately in order for you to see it because it's not gonna allow me to let you see it if I don't do it separate. I'm blind right now. I need my glasses. Oh my gosh. What the heezy? I can't find it. Where is it? Where is it? It's not allowing me to show you. I don't know why. Hmm. It's not allowing me to show you. Let me see something. Let me see. Maybe you can see it. Let me see. No. Why can't you see the import wizard? That's the part you need to see. All right, give me 1 second. Because I was able to do this before, so I don't understand. I was able to show import wizard before. It's not allowing me to. I'm gonna have to do the ghetto fabulous way. I'm gonna do the ghetto fabulous way because this is very important. This is where a lot of people mess up. I'm gonna use my shell phone. This is crazy. All right. That's why I got the other laptop, but it's not allowing me to do it. It's okay. It's okay. While I'm doing this, I couldn't get Stitch Fiddle. Really? Why? Why? Why wouldn't you be able to get Stitch Fiddle? I'm so confused. Because Stitch Fiddle is actually on the it's on the internet. You don't even have to download that. That's actually on the internet. Um that's really, really, really weird. Let me mute. Okay. That's really, really weird. Okay. Let me turn my camera around. How can I do it? Can I turn it around? Yep. There we go. Oh, this is a ghetto fabulous way. I really don't understand why, because I've done that before. I've done it so that I could be able to show you that, but it's all right. I'm going to get y'all. I'm going to get y'all. I know, right? I'm getting my glasses now. I'm getting it now because I can't see. I can't see. Okay. There we go. I'm going to make this screen bigger. Let me see. Okay. All right. Import wizard. That's what this is, the import wizard. Here we go. The import wizard is the area where you are graphing, where you are setting it up to be graphed. So this is the area where I go before I go to graph it. All right. So as you can see, I have right here. I have two screens. This is the original one, and this is the preview of how it's going to look. The reason why we do this is so that you can see what you're going to get before you go to graph it. Now, as you can see, there's an area to crop, background, foreground, which I really don't use. They changed a lot of it. They used to be you used to be able to like click a color. So say if this was a blue background, I would click blue background and it will remove the whole background. You can still do it. It's just that you got to do it by hand, like freehand, going all around, and I don't have time for all of that. The size adjustment, which is if you want to change the color, make it bright, um, make it more of a different color, and floss. Floss is the yarn, basically. All right. So I'm looking at this now, and if you can tell, it is blurry. Blurry. It's very blurry. It has a lot of stuff going on. And when you use stitch fiddle, sometimes this is what happens. And some people actually crochet it like that. I don't know how, but you don't want it like that because all those random lines, dots, and everything, it will show up in your work, and that's how the work ends up blurry. So that's number one. Don't use the graph just like that. Try to clean it up some. Like I mentioned a little bit earlier ago, they don't tell you that in these in any of the softwares. 9 times out of 10, the software is to be used for cross stitching, and cross stitching is 189% different than crocheting. So if you're going to crochet it, if you're going to crochet it, your image is going to be a little bit different. It's going to be way different. So you can't do what a cross stitch pattern is going to do. You could use the same graph, but if it has all of these connected lines, you will see it. Whereas in a cross stitch, it may look a little bit different. All right, so I'm just letting you know that some people go on Pinterest and you find, I see it all the time, you passing people graphs from Pinterest that are not, not that it's not doable, it's just not something you will want to use because it would be for parlor beads, like the beads that you make, or it'll be for cross stitching, or it will be for something besides crocheting, because when you crochet you're using single crochet and half double crochet and any other stitch that you would like to use, and it looks way different. The stitches are built so different. So this is why I do what I do, just so that no one has to worry about images that don't look good, because I would never give anybody a image that does not look good. All right, so next is, being that this is blurry and I want to clean this as fast as possible, the best way for me to clean this as fast as possible is for me to make it look as good as I can here on Import Wizard. That's what it says right here. PC Stitch Import Wizard. All right. So I'm going to go. The first thing I'm going to do is look at my image and find out what can I do to make it. What can I do to make this a good size? Now, when I entered this in here, there's a lot of dead space here. If you can see, all of this right here is dead space. All of this dead space right here is going to cause you a problem. So the best thing you need to do is crop it. Let me tell you something. In PC Stitch, to crop it, it's not easy. They do not give you an easy way to crop at all. The best thing to do is crop it first. If you have to crop it, that's the best thing to do. Crop it first. That's because you got all of that dead space. And if you don't get rid of all of that dead space, then when you crochet it, you got this little tiny image with all of that stuff around it. And it's just not going to look good at all. The more, let's see, how can I say this? The better you are able to make it, let's just say, get rid of as much dead space as possible. If it was like maybe a half inch or an inch around, I would say that's fine. But this right here is at least 10 inches in between, and that's not good. So I'm cropping it. Once I crop it, look what happens. See that? Booyah. See that? See that? Do y'all see what just happened? Do you see what just happened? This right here made a hell of a difference just by cropping all of that dead space. It made it a larger so that you don't have to worry about all of that dead area and all of the unconnected lines all in there. It looks way cleaner. Now, don't get me wrong, there's still some issues going on. See? Because somebody would look at this and be like, this is good. I'm going to use this. No, don't do it. Don't do it. This is not good. You don't want these little dots everywhere. Don't do it. It's not good. We still got some work to do, okay? So next we're going to do is size. We want to make sure that the size is the size that we need. So Cherie said 100 by 100, so that's a pillow size. So pillow size is 100 by 100. That's a large pillow size. 100 by 100. I'm going to uncheck keep aspect ratio. Now, keep aspect ratio, when it's checked, it will use the size of the image and automatically calculate it. So if I put 100, it's going to use the size and make it 106. I don't want it 106. So I'm going to go back here and unclick it. When I unclick it, it gives me the freedom to make it whatever I want. You can't really do that in not PC Stitch Fiddle. Because what happens is it starts cutting it. It starts to cut it. So once I do that, this is going to change and make it 100 by 100. So basically it just scaled off 6 rows. That's all it did. But if I made it aspect ratio, let's say I click it and make it aspect ratio, right? And I wanted to make it a blanket size 150 by 150. But it's going to use the size of this image. So the size of this image is 150 by 159. So this is 9 stitches more than I need. Being that it's 9 stitches more than I need, it's not really going to make me or break me. But I don't want to do the nine more stitches. I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it at all. So I'm going to uncheck it. Once I uncheck it, I could change it to 150 and bang, it changed this to 150. So 150 by 150. So basically, whatever size you want, you can make it. Now I have a size chart. I gotta find it, but the size chart is very, 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 very important because when you are graphing, you want to make sure that this image do not look distorted. For instance, someone asked me for a one, I think she said what, 115. No. Nope. I remember now. She said 70. She wanted 70 by 100. I don't know why she wanted 70 by 100 because I don't know what that would be. But this is what happened when it's 70 by 100. So if I made the width 70 and the height 100, this is how it would look. And when you crochet it, it will be skinny but tall. But if I switched it around and made it 100 by 70, I'm going to show you how that's going to look. This is how it's going to look. It's going to make it longer and shorter. So just be careful on your size and proportions and stuff like that. You don't want to make it look awkward. It does not look like the original. It looks a little off. So just be careful when you do that. Always make sure your sizes are good. Also, remember do you, because some I had a problem in the past with learning how to do portrait and landscape. Anybody else have problems with portraits and landscapes? Because I did. I don't anymore, but at one point in time, I used to get it mixed up between portraits and landscape. Now, that makes a difference when you're graphing because this right here is just a regular square. It's not really portrait or landscape. But what if I did have this as a portrait? I'll show you in a few. I can't change it now. But if I had a portrait and I made this into a landscape, this right here will be so off. And it would be unproportioned. And unproportioned can make your blanket come out a little, not a little, a lot off. And some people want pillows and it may turn out to be blankets. Or some people may want a blanket and that'll turn out to be a pillow. Some people may, want something that'll fit on a long twin size bed, but end up with a short, a short crib size. Size matter, proportions matter. You gotta know what that is. You have to. You gotta know what landscape and portrait and square. Those are the three main things that I have to deal with: portrait, landscape, and square. All right. So now let's put it back to 100 by 100 and let's move on. So now that we got the size 100 by 100, I am going to go to adjustment. But to be honest with you, I don't do adjustment as of yet. So the adjustment, all that's going to do is change this to light or dark. When you change it to light or dark, it starts changing colors. And when it changes colors, it may make something that is blurry and you can't do. It may make it a little better. It may make it worse. It may make it better. But to be honest with you, I don't need to do it at all. But I always go to floss first. I always make sure that those colors are good before I touch that. So let's go to floss first. You want to make sure that the colors are on point. It's not going to always look exactly like what you need. Some people go crazy because when you go on Stitch Fiddle or even PC Stitch and you say, I only want 8 colors, but when you put 8 colors in the software, it looks black and white. So for instance, if I put right now, this is what I use for the last one that I had, 15 colors. But it wasn't 15 yards. I'll explain. So say for instance, you only want to use one, two, three, because you got the red, the maroon, the white. That's three, four, five, six, seven, 8. I see 8 colors. Because this is what people do. This I'm telling you exactly what people do to me. I literally have people say, I want this and I want 8 yarns and I want it this. Sometimes it don't work the way they want it to work because of everything that I'm telling you. So you wanted 8 colors. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna make it 8 colors. Now look what happens. You see what happened? It took away the eye, which is blue. Um, the beard and the sideburn are the same color just about. Well, I think it no, it's not. It's not the same color. Um so basically it starts to minimize the colors. So what I do is I always add more colors. And then when you go graph, you can scale it down. So right now I'm going to go back to 15 because at least with the 15, I was able to have all the colors I need. And if I have to scale it down, I can scale it down. I will never have something this simple with 15 colors ever. Ever, ever, ever. Never, ever would do that. So I'm just letting you know. I do this so it's easier for me to graph. That's the only reason why I add more colors. So if you're in PC Stitch or Stitch Fiddle, that's the best thing to do is add more colors and scale it down. All right. So now I should be good. But if I ever wanted to use the adjustments, I don't need it. But if I did, um, I will take it and I will go over to the right, which will make it lighter. So if it makes it lighter, this is how it would do. And this is how it would look. So say if you had a darker image, if your original image was darker and you want to make it lighter, that's what you would do it for. But sometimes, I do a little bit more than that, but that's not the time or place to talk about. So let me undo brightness. All right, so we're gonna any questions before I dismiss this because I'm sick of holding my phone. If you have any other questions, let me know now. This is still a lot that I need to clean up, but I'm gonna show you how I do this because I could do this in like 10 minutes tops. But yeah, I'm gonna show you how to make it so that you don't see these random dots. I don't understand when we graph and we crochet it, we use these little random dots. If you look at the original image, you don't see the random dots. So I don't know why some people do that, but you don't know. So it's a good thing to learn, and that's why I'm doing this. All right, so I'm gonna turn this off. Jeez. I put up the other laptop just so that I didn't have to do this. This is the crazy thing. That's the crazy, crazy, crazy thing. But at least I know I could do it. All right. So now let me go to the next step. If you have any questions, ask now. All right. Now let's open up the screen share so you can see what I'm doing now. Here we go. So here is our Morbial. How are you going to clean? So sometimes the first thing anyone will probably do is go straight to the cleaning, like, cleaning up around here. But I don't do that because I find that when I started learning and teaching myself how to do basic things, I find that a lot of the colors are redundant. A lot of them are just not needed. I don't understand why. But what it's doing is it's picking up every last thing on the image. So say if you took a picture, and this is why sometimes um I have I have sometimes issues with pictures that are given to me. Either you taking a picture of a shirt or you taking a picture of something on the wall, you don't realize that the angle causes issues. Not only does it causes issues, because it's not on a flat surface, it's like, I don't know how to explain it, but it's going to pick it up. So it will look like it's at an angle. So you got to be careful. So this is why I'm good at what I do, because I will Photoshop it for you first. So when you guys give me images that are patches or pictures of a picture or something like that, I will literally take it and Photoshop it and edit and make it into what it needs to be. If I have to turn it into a vector, I will turn it into a vector. If I have to minimize it, I will minimize it. I will do whatever is needed to make your graph look good. But this is something simple, right? Okay. So what I'm going to do is down here at the bottom, there is like a bunch of like white. The name of it is not white, but the color. So I don't look at the names per se. I try to just look at the colors because the names don't mean a damn thing, because PC Stitch already has DMC, which is thread, built in there. I do, and I'll show you a little bit later, have actual yarn libraries. I just don't always use them because it really don't make a difference. It doesn't. You don't have to have the specific type of yarn to use. I think a lot of people think you have to do that, but you don't, because your graph is like a coloring book. I'm only using the colors as reference. So when you get your graph, you do not have to make Mario's hat the way I made Mario's hat. You can divatize it because I do it. Gail do it. Oh my god, all the time. We want to make it unique. You don't want to make it look like somebody else's. But even if you did want to make it look like everybody else's and the same exact way for Mario's sake, it does not have to be the exact color that is on here. Because I get a lot of questions about that. Oh, I don't know where to get black avocado green. I don't know where to get blue ivy. I don't know where to get this. Don't even worry about it. Use your primary colors, and you will probably need like a burnt orange, a red. I would use pink for like the tongue, like a little bit of pink, black, brown, blue, and the face color, and white. That's it. I think I said white. That's it. That's it. Any brand you want to use, you can mix the brands. Just make sure that the yarn has the same weight. That's all. Don't make it harder on yourself because it will just stress you out and you don't want to be stressed out. All right. Merging these colors. I'm taking my cursor and putting it on one of the white colors, and I'm going to click on it. I'm going to move my cursor over to the next white color. I am going to lift my finger and bara, a box pops up. When the box pops up, I'm going to click replace. And that's merging your colors. That's all I do. You cannot do this on Stitch Fiddle. You just have to clean it up manually. This is why I don't use Stitch Fiddle. With this, I can merge the color. Actually, I'm lying. I think you can. It's just not like this, though. You have to do it a different way. Click on it, move the cursor over, pick up your finger, and click replace. Now I see another one, this H right here. I think that's the same. So I'm going to do that. Pull it all the way over, pick up my finger, press replace. Now, I always get rid of the white because you can't see the white. So say for instance, if I wanted to color in, if I wanted to color in something, like take my paint and go like this, you see all of that white around the edges, you're going to have to do that manually. But if I just get rid of this white, remove it, when I add the color, it's not as bad at all. If I keep cleaning and keep merging my colors, it's going to get even better. So I'm going to merge this gray. I don't even need gray. I don't even know why gray is there. And then when I look at my image and I see where the gray is, these are areas that are supposed to be white. So what I'm going to do is, booyah, remove it. So I'm looking at black. We need black. I'm looking at red. We need the red. We need the brown. We need the face color. The face color right here, it looks like it's two different colors that look like the face color. On PC Stitch, you can highlight to see where it's at. So this is where all of that color is. It's actually three. I don't know if you can see it, but it's like little tiny spots around. And here's little tiny spots around. This is where the issue lies because that's how people get their graphs to look really discombobulated because of all of those little spots everywhere. Uh, you don't want that. You don't want that. It makes your work look, because you're gonna have like three different types of tan. And the 3 different types of tan is it's gonna make him look like he has really bad acne. Really bad acne. So no, no, no. All right, so let's merge it. I merged all of those colors except for one. Now, don't worry about his face right now. That is a little darker than I would use, but that's the least of my worries right now. I could go back to fixing colors later. If you ever looked at me, well, if you ever watched me graph, I do a lot of color tricks. All right, so the next thing I'm going to do is the black is mixed up with the brown. Let me show you. I'm going to highlight it. If you can see, you see all of the area that should be black, and the only area that should be brown is the sideburn. We need to fix that. Because if I don't fix that, that means I have to do this manually. That means I have to go all around and fix all of those dots. The thing about that is people leave it, and that's how you have all those random dots everywhere. So let's stop that. So what I am going to do is get another brown. I am going to take my paint, put it here, and then I'm going to merge the black and the brown, and then watch. Booyah. I ain't gotta worry about going to do that individually. So now look, see how quick that was? Now, next thing, the red and the orange are merging. If you see, I'm going to show you. You see the red? Now look at the orange. You see the orange. You see all those random spots? Yeah. So the areas that the random spots is, it looks like it should be black. So being that it looked like it should be black, what I need to do is get rid of it. You just press and highlight, Celeste. That's all you're doing. Just press highlight. Okay, so now I'm going to find uh like an orange or something. And I'm going to put it here because that's the only area I need it to be. All right. All the other areas need to be either red or black. So what I'm doing now is I'm assessing, I'm looking at the situation. I'm looking at it. So if I merge the black with the rust color, that's going to make all of the areas black where I need it. And I'm just making sure that that was the best decision that I could make. And from what I'm seeing, yes. Yes. So now I can show you. Highlight. Boom. See? Isn't Mario starting to look a little better now? And look, I didn't even like go into here yet. I didn't do any manual work yet. I'm just scaling down the colors. This is why I said I add more colors and just scale it down. All right. Next is I have this blue just like randomly everywhere too. I need to get rid of that. You see that? That's not a good thing. So I am going to find a way to get that too. So I'm going to find a blue. You know what? For the sake of it, I'm just going to use green because, I just want to be diva. I'm going to use green. So I'm going to make his eyes green. Actually, I want to make it a little brighter green. Like Kelly green. So I'm going to make it Kelly green. That's a little brighter. Now, so where the blue is, the blue, when I look at it, in all the areas that that blue is, no, I didn't mean to do that. All the areas that the blue is, it looks like it's in the areas that the black should be. So guess what? I'm gonna merge it. The black, merge it to the blue, replace it, boom. Let's look at it again. How about that? How about that? You see? You see? So I actually scaled it down to as much as I can. I think I see one more color that, no. I thought, no. That was a brown. No, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Actually, that's less than what I need it to be. 6. So I would need 7 colors. Okay, cool. Now I can start doing the manual work. So now what I would do is start from the top. I will always take the grid off. The reason why I take the grid off is because it's easier for my eyes. You don't have to, you could use it, but I take it off because it's easier for my eyes. I'm kind of sort of blind. I would take my black, and the first thing I'm going to do is the outline. So I am going to start filling in the gaps. I am filling in the gaps because you don't want to have um you don't want to have any lines that are not connected. No lines need to be left unconnected. So this M right here, we need to fix that because it doesn't really look like a M. You have all of this in here, and what I actually saw this before. Someone will probably like clean it up like this and you know, make it like this, try to make it like a nice M. Um let me see. So I'm doing what I actually always do and not showing you what others would do, but it's a habit, sorry. This is what others might do. You may have done it. We don't know. So when you do this, it may look a little more like a M. You also have to understand too, you want to make sure your image look realistic. Looks like you want to basically look at the image and look at your graph and make it make sense. You don't want to make this M a actual straight M because if you make it a straight M, it don't look right because then it's gonna look like the M is facing you, but he's facing towards the left. So you do want it to look like it's at an angle. You don't want to change it. So like I was saying, if you was to do a M and it had like the stair steps like this, when you crochet it, each line, each every other row is going to disappear. So when you crochet, you may have this line up here, but the second row you're not going to have because remember, we're crocheting from right to left, left to right. So each time that you're probably on the left side, you may be able to see the left side line. But when you go back to the right, it's going to disappear. So in order for your line to be solid, this is what you need to do. You need to fill in the gaps and make it look like a solid line. You want it to look like um you want it to look like an actual image with some really good graphic. And because of the size, it's not really going to be perfect, but you could do the best that you can. All right, I'm not I don't, man, I see so much stuff that I want to do, but I will be in my own little world, and y'all gonna be like, "Where the hell is she going?" Because I would finish it and be like, "Oh, I'm sorry. I was supposed to teach you, right? Yeah, I got issues." All right, so and that's what I'm doing as I'm talking. Goodness, Shauna. All right, so I am going to do some ad libbing. Ad libbing is what I do a lot because when you have to remember you're taking an image that is not meant to be into a graph. This Mario was not meant to be graphed. So all the colors, all the angles, all the lines were not done for you to graph it. You have to make it. You have to make it. So I don't want the top of his hat to look flat. So I'm just gonna ad lib and add a little this so that it has like a little rounded edge right there. I'm gonna fix uh this right here because I don't want it to look uneven because you have this side up here that looks like it's a little thin outline and then you have this a thick outline. I'm gonna fix this up here. So basically all I'm doing is scaling down the outline. That's all I am doing, scaling down the outline. I'm also looking at my image and I noticed that right here, that's the eyebrows. So we don't want to dismiss that. We don't want to dismiss that it's the eyebrows. So the best thing that I am going to do is make it look like an eyebrow. Make it look like it's supposed to look. This right here, if you can see right here by the eye, that will look a hot mess if you crochet it the way that is because you see all these lines. So you may want think that if I do this, this would be good. No, it won't. You know why? Because when you have lines that are like connecting from like the corner, depending on the situation though, this right here will look like the outline and his eye are meshed together when you crochet it. So remember, when you are graphing, it may look like a certain way when you're graphing it, but it will definitely change when you are crocheting it. So I don't know if I told you guys, but I used to graph the crochet and crochet the graph. So I would graph and then crochet it, and then I would crochet it, and then I would graph it just to see if the line was going to disappear, where the line is going to reappear. Like, I just wanted to know, like, am I doing it the right way so that my image will look as good as possible? That's what I used to do. All right, so I'm just fixing the eye up here. I'm just going around checking areas that needs to be checked and making sure it actually looks like something. I'm gonna close up this eye right here. Um, I'm ad-libbing a little because I want to make it look like an actual angle instead of like a box. Like I said, you want it to look like something. You don't want to just put it together and it look like a square instead of like something round. So that's what I'm doing right now. I'm trying to make it look more presentable so that it does not look like boxy. You don't want your stuff to look boxy. All right. So that's what I'm doing here. I'm trying to make it so that it doesn't look boxy. I'm trying to do this fast as I can so that I could go over the font with you. All right. Anything else I need to do? Let me look at it. All right. So what I usually do is I take it back. I look at it. Let me find how I can make the mustache look more like a mustache. Because remember, we want it to look like Mario. We want it to actually look like Mario. So when you go up and down and you pull it out, it looks way different when you do that. It looks way different. So let me fix this up here. you see what needs to be fixed when you go in and out. If it's something that needs to be fixed, just fix it. If you think it look good, then it looks good. I'm a different person. I may think it don't look good, but you gotta understand. Like I've been doing it for so long. All right, so I'm gonna try to make the beard look more like a beard, not a beard, a mustache. Now, if you don't know how to do this, that's fine. You don't have to do it, but I gotta do it. The diva in me is telling me to do it. And all you really need to do is just look at the original image. If you look at the original image, I usually keep it side by side. Look at the original image, and the original image will show you like how it's supposed to look. So that's basically what I'm doing right now. I'm looking back and forth at the original image. I'm pulling the top part of the mustache away from the eyes so that when it's crocheted, it's not going to look like the mustache and the eye is put together. I'm gonna go up here and finish fixing the eye because you want the nose to stand out a little bit. Um, I think that is it. Yeah, this is a very, 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 very simple. Very simple, very simple. Okay, so now that I am looking at it, let's make sure that it's the way I need it to look like. Um, I am going to change that burnt orange to a maroon. So now I'm going to change colors. I'm going to put the colors that I feel that will make it look presentable. It does not mean that it's what you have to use. So I'm going to merge this, make that like that. I'm going to change that brown to a little bit darker because it doesn't look right with that light color. So that's what I'm doing now, making it a little darker. I'm going to merge that together. And I'm seeing stuff because it's pulled out so I can see. What else? What else? What else? The tongue is not red. The tongue should be like a light pink. Again, your actual image do not your actual crochet project don't have to have that. It could have a pink, a darker pink or a red tongue if you want. That's up to you. Fine. I am done. This probably would have took me like 10 minutes if I didn't have to instruct, but that's basically it. Now that I'm looking at it, I see some areas where I could fix it more, but this is just a tutorial. This is fine. This is fine. All right. So after I do that, right? When you finish doing that, then that's when I will export it. But what if somebody wants a name on it, right? So now I'm going to show you how to do the font. So if you ever wanted to do a font, I'm going to show you what to do. If you wanted to just do a name for something, if you just want to get the name done and just put the name on just a regular blanket, that's what I'm going to show you. I need some water. Let me put that down. Okay, so you could do one of two things, and I'm gonna explain which one will work easier. You could do one of two things. In my mind, when I am looking at Mario, in my mind, I can tell I want something that is just gonna be like a 3D version. So in my mind, I'm thinking I'm going to use a 3D version of a font. So I tend to go on either one of the sites that do fonts, anyone that I find, and just make it look make it look good, right? So I am going to go on here and find which one I'm going to do. I want to do Action Jackson. So I'm going to go here and I'm going to put Mario. I'm going to put Mario. And then look what happens. I'm going to make it as big as possible so that I could take that and I can copy it and use it. Now, you could do you could do one of two things, which is do what I'm doing now, which is taking what I just did and copy it and graph it like that. Or you could download it. I don't download a lot of them because when you download it, it's going to show up differently than what it does the way it look now. I'll show you in a few seconds. I'm going to take this and I am going to copy it. And I'm going to send it over here. I'm going to send it to me so that I can do it on this computer over here. Wait, what? Wait, finish the mustache? Girl, if I do that, finishing the mustache is not the issue. The issue would be um the size. So it may drive you crazy. I don't know what specifically is driving you crazy, but the size, if I make it a certain way, the size is going to distort it a little. So you can't make it the way, I don't know how to explain it. I don't know how to explain it. Like, we can't make it look like an image because we're crocheting little tiny boxes. I mean, it's certain things in here that I could keep going back and forth with and play around with it to make it look like how I think it should look like, but that's not the point. The point of this is to show you how not to fix my OCD. I don't even have OCD. I just like pretty. I just like art. I don't have OCD. And I'm not a perfectionist because there's no such thing. I know a lot of people say it, but there's no such thing as perfectionist. All right, so now I'm going to show you the font. Any other questions while I'm at it? While I'm trying to move this over? I know that the fonts, it looks like a flower. Wait a minute. I gotta look at it. Wait. Let me look at it. Do you see the original image though? If you look at the original image, that's what it is. That's exactly what it is. If you make it straight, you may be able to get away with that, but I don't know. All right, so let me do this 100. So the know what? I may have been able to use it on here. All right, let me show you. Let me show you what I just did. Yeah, I can't get the original. It's on the other laptop. I'll show you in a few. Let me just show you guys how to do this real quick. Okay. So this is what I just uploaded. So this is the size of the pillow. I did 100. That's what I did. I just did 100. And that's how it came out. It's blurry as I don't know what, but it could be fixed. The thing about it is, will it be better if I use what I downloaded? Because I have the same exact font. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna show you both of them. Let me make it 50, 100. Okay. Okay, so if I go up to Action Jackson, was that Action Jackson? Yep. Go to Action Jackson and I type in Mario, uppercase letters, and I'm going to make it, I'm going to need maybe 35. So basically, I'm just trying to make it, just trying to make it look big enough for the pillow, but not too big that it's going to um be too big for Mario. Because then that means I will have to make the pillow larger, and we have to scale things down, right? So let me see. Can I make it a little larger? So right now, let's see. Let me see if I can make it a little larger. The larger I make it, the easier it is to make it legible and clean so it doesn't look like a hot mess. All right, let me see. Is that still in the three? I'm looking at it from the grid. So if you can see, it's like one right here, two, and three. 3 rows. That's what I need it to be, at least 3 rows. But it could be the width can be as big as the 100. That's fine. Oh wait, I'm an idiot. I just made it 150. Ah, I'm such an idiot. I need it to be 100, so I gotta go back down. Yeah, I gotta go down. So that's probably why I needed to copy and paste it. Because if I copy and paste it, this look better than this. And the crazy thing is, this is the same size. Isn't that crazy? I'm telling you, this whole graphing thing is crazy. But that right there is the same size. Let me see. Let me see if I can show you. It's the same size. See? The only difference was that I used what I already downloaded versus what I copied and pasted. So that's why it just sometimes it just makes no sense for me to download the font that I like. I rather just copy and paste it. And you can see why now, right? It's just easier to copy and paste. So I'm going to clean this up. How? How am I going to clean this up? I'm going to do what I did with the last with the Mario, and I am going to take the grid off and merge the colors down here at the bottom. So all of the white merge, all of it, all of the white, all of the light gray merge. Once I do that, I am going to remove the white. Now, next I'm going to do merge the black. So now I'm going to make the black and the darker grays, merge those together. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go around and open up some of the areas that needed to be open, because if I do any more merging, it's going to close the areas that I actually need. So I'm just opening up some areas to make it look better. Um, and sometimes where you put your the little dot, where you put it, it will look a hot mess. So you gotta also be careful like where you put it. If I put it inside, will it look good? Or if I put it on the outside, you gotta like play around with it. So that's what I'm doing. I am going in and out looking. Well, I am like doing it with my head, like looking to make sure that um it looks okay. And remember, because this is a small scale, it is not going to look perfect. It's going to look okay, but not perfect. So that's what I'm doing now. I'm actually ad-libbing as I go. Um, like adding some areas, because again, this is not meant to be grabbed. I am actually making it something to grab. And by doing that, you got to make it look good when you do that. So that's what I'm doing now. I'm skipping some things because when I merge the colors, it's going to automatically make it. All right, so this is I am going to do my own little thing here. Mm-mm-mm. So what I'm doing is just making it look 3D-ish. So if you see me opening up areas that you probably think it might not look good, I'm trying to make it look 3D-ish. I've been doing this for a while now, so I kind of know. And also looking at the original. So that's what I'm doing with this O. The side here is open. So that's what I'm doing. I'm just making this side over here open. Closing the gaps. And I think that is it for now. So I can merge all the rest of the colors. Let me see. If I merge all the rest of the colors, is it going to make it look the way I need it to look? It's not going to be perfect because the size that we need it to be is very small. Okay, so now that I did that, now I can finish cleaning up. I'm ad-libbing to make it look more 3D-ish, and I'm also making it so that the the outline looks good. This M look wonky. How can I fix that? Okay. So the M, I need to fix a little bit more. What time? Yeah, I can't be playing around like that. So I would do the bottom too, but for the sake of time, I'm not going to be able to play around with that. But I'm just trying to get you guys an idea of how this is supposed to look. So there are some areas that it's supposed to be open because it's the 3D effect, but because of the size, it looks stupid. So I am going to change it. Everything, because again, this is not supposed to be graph. We are making it a graph, but it wasn't meant for us to graph it. So with that being said, I have to make it look like something. And I don't like it. I don't like this. Um hmm. I don't really have to do too much with that R only because of what I'm planning on doing. It's gonna cover it anyway. Um and when I put the colors on it, it'll bring out more of the shape. Once you put colors in there, it'll start looking a little bit more like how it's supposed to look. Again, I'm just ad-libbing. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to erase this because it makes no sense in even using that. Now, this up here is small. Imagine doing that one down there, man. That M is making me mad in the R, but again, for time's sake, I can't play with it. Um, so Super Mario Brothers is like red and a yellow. Um, I'm going to just make it I don't know, red and yellow, but I'm going to make it like a bright red. Oh. Diva got me over here making a new banner now for my brother's blanket. Aw, do what you gotta do, boo. Do what you gotta do. Um, okay, so you see the sides where I left out? Those that's going to make it look 3D-ish. See, once I do that, the sorry. As I'm doing this, I'm just getting a revelation. My mind is my mind is telling me no. My fingers are saying yes. Let me do this a different way. Okay. Let me. As I'm doing it, my mind is saying do something different, make it pop. Let's divatize it and make it pop. Um. Okay, so I'm adding that. I need to fix that O up a little bit, but for time's sake, I can't. Yeah, I need to scale that down a little bit. I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like it. I thought it would look good, but I don't like it. So what I would do is put the yellow. I'm gonna just switch it around. So this is what I do. If you ever saw me graph, I play around with the colors because sometimes the colors make it pop a little bit more. Um, you don't. It'll look plain, and then when you start adding all these beautiful colors, it'll pop. So I am going to actually make Mario yellow, and I'm going to make the sides red, and I'm going to show you why I'm doing that. The thing is, I'm wait, I don't want to tell you what the thing is until I figure out what the thing is. All right, so let me move it over because now I'm about to add Mario. Okay, so let me change the size. Okay, so now let's add Mario. Where you at, boo? There you go, boo. Let's get you going. Let's select it, copy it, paste it. Okay, so that ain't gonna work. Let me try making it a little larger. So, if this is something that I actually was gonna do, I would have made Mario a little smaller, but I just was thinking about it as I was doing Mario to just add it in there as as I was doing it, I was thinking about it because I was gonna show you how to do fonts anyway, but I'm gonna just make this a little bit bigger for time's sake. Wait a minute, let me get rid of that. 120, 120. All right, just to show you how I do what I do, I'm just gonna cut and paste that on top and just put Mario right there and bam. I would have him like right here like this. I probably would change the colors around again, but like I said, I'm not going into all of that because we ain't got time for that. I probably will also make the Mario a little bigger because I expanded it a little more. So that's basically what I do. And to do your font, like I said, you can do the one or two things, which is copy and paste, or you could just make a font. But let me show you. If you're just gonna go on here and just make a font, so you can't do that on PC Stitch at all whatsoever. Not PC Stitch, on Stitch Fiddle. If you want to just make a name, you will have to actually have the picture of the name and then graph it. But you can't just put a name. I don't know why. I don't know why it doesn't allow you to do that, but okay. So I am going to show you how to do a quick name. Um, Natalie, how art thou? How art thou? I'm gonna use Disha's name. So I'm gonna go Disha. I'm gonna put Disha's name, right? I'm going to use another font though. I am going to say that I just need a simple font. So I'm going to look at it over here in the box over here. I just need something simple. Um, let's play around. Maybe I want it 3D-ish. I don't know. So if you have an image and you're not too sure, I try to look at themes If I wanted Old English, I would probably use that for like more formal things, weddings and stuff like that. There's script fonts, but to be honest, I would copy and paste a script. Because this is how the script is gonna look if I did it like this. So it will be easier to just copy and paste. So I'm just gonna go and find which one I'm gonna use, and then I'm gonna show you what to do after that because it's not as easy as you think. Some people are like, "What the hell? I can't do this font," and I'm gonna tell you why. So I'm gonna use this. This is almost like a graffiti. I'm gonna make it a little larger. So right now it's 30. I'm gonna see if 35 look good. I'm gonna open it up to 40. I'm gonna make it as big as I can. So I'm gonna just scale it down a little. All right, so I'm going to put it all the way up here and I'm going to open up my cursor to fit the whole entire um space at the top. I don't like that font. I think it looks better smaller. I don't like that. Where's the graffiti at? I have a graffiti. Is this it? Yep, here it is. All right, so now I gotta put that down. So basically, I'm scaling it down all the way until I can get it on one line. That's what I'm doing right now, scaling it down. Okay, so if it goes down to 27 and it's touching the sides, 9 times out of 10, I am not going to be able to go up to 28. Yeah. So 27 it is. And what did I just do? I unchecked bold. The I don't have to, but I can. To make it larger, I uncheck bold. Let's see if I can make it larger. Yeah, I could. Let's see something. Go down to 27. Here we go. This is so that it's right there smack in the middle. It still look good. Now, I unchecked the bold because when you uncheck the bold, it just looks so much better. And you see all the unconnected lines right there? We not leaving that. You know why? Because if I leave it, when you crochet it, it's going to disappear. And then you're going to have Disha's name with all of these spaces. You don't want that. You don't want those spaces. So the best thing to do is take this, right? You're going to right click. When you right click, that's when you're going to have a box pop up. When the box pop up, you're going to click merge background. When I merge background, this is going to make it editable. So right now I'm going to go back. Right now, it's not merged to the background. So if I wanted to change it, like if I wanted to erase something, it's not going to allow me to erase. So right now I'm trying to erase it and it's not allowing me to do it. It's not allowing me to do anything. And if you can see, I can't even put the blue on it. The blue won't even touch it because it's not merged to the background. So being that it's not merged to the background, we have to merge it to the background. So I'm going to select it and merge it. I'm going to right click it and merge and bam. So now we can edit it because you can't edit it if it wasn't merged. So now we can edit it. So now when I edit, I think when I mentioned it with the When I mentioned it, what I was doing with the Mario, if you put those little dots in certain areas, it will make or break your image. So right now, I just put the dot inside of the D. When you put it in there like that, it just looks like it's a little corner. But if I take it out and put it at the top, it looks like how it's supposed to look. So it where you put your dot, it makes or break it. Right now I'm just making it look like what graffiti is supposed to look like and make it do what it do. So when you crochet it, it will look good. So I'm going to go inside because if I go inside, it will look better if I go inside. I'm going to move it over one so that I can ad lib. Because sometimes I got to do that. Just to make it look fuller, I ad libbed. I did that. Again, if I added that here, look how it looks. It looks like a corner, a sharp corner, but with graffiti have a lot of jagged edges. So I'm going inside because I don't want it to have a jagged edge. So see, now it looks like it's like a little slope. I'm going to go in there. Actually, I'm going to cover some edges because I want it to look like the um I want it to look like some of the background have like how the D is where down here it looks like it's fuller and then it got smaller up here. I want it to look like that. So that's what I'm doing now. Right now, I'm just making it look uniformed, like look pretty decent. There we go. Um, so you just got to look at it and see which side you want to make the thin part and which side you want to make the um the thick part. So I'm gonna make the top and over here the thin part. So that's what I just did. I'm ad libbing as I go. Because again, I want to make it look what it do. I want to make it look good. By Dale. Um, no, I don't. No. I can't believe I'm hearing. I can't believe I'm hearing a damn ice cream truck outside. All right. So, I'm going to speed it up a little bit because of time purposes. Um And if you have any questions, ask now while I'm finishing this up. But I think I covered all of that. And then I'm going to show you how to check it. And then we're good. So this has a thing here. So I'm going to make it exaggerate a little bit. So this is how my work looks good because I make it look the way it's supposed to look. This is how, I ad lib. When I ad lib, it actually looks like something that it's supposed to look. Um, that's how my work is clearer. That's how my work looks like it stands out more. Um, I put a little bit more effort and work into it because I've been doing it for a while. So I've done like I can't even tell you how many graphs I've done. Maybe more than 10,000. It had more than 10,000. I did a lot of graphs since 2013. Okay, cleaning that up. Um, and I think that would be it after I do this. It's just a matter of playing around with it to make it look like the actual letter. So I'm going to put this on the inside because if I put it on the outside, that's how it's going to look. You may think it look good, but to me, it's not looking like the graffiti that it's supposed to look like this. So that's the difference also with me. Some people are okay with the way it looks if it looks like that, and that's fine because that's your work. But I'm going to tell you why I sell more, why I get more than you guys, okay? Because my ish look good. I take pride in what I do as well. Mm-mm-mm. Okay, so going down, changing this a little bit. And I have to change this. Don't mind me. I just have to. Um okay, so I think that is it. Yeah, that's it. Now now it's time for colors. I always go out and then come back in, and that's how you see if you need to change certain things. Okay, I can't do that right now. I'm going absolutely crazy. All right, so I'm gonna make it old gold and what? Purple. I'll do it old gold and purple. But I like the fuchsia on here, so I'm gonna say fuchsia. So I'm going to make. I'm gonna say that, and bam. That's how I do my font. You could do a regular font. It do not have to be all fancy smancy. It could just be a regular font. The best thing for you to do is just you can still do the same thing, like play around with it, see what's the best size that you need, and make sure that you make sure that when you do the fonts, like if I put Disha's name again and say if I'm gonna I just need a regular block. I use Arial sometimes. When I use the regular block like that, it's good. I don't really need to do any changing or anything. But if it's something that I need to do a changing for, you just have to make sure that you do the merging. Make sure you merge it. Because when you don't merge it, you can't make any changes. So that's basically that. Yeah, that's basically that. But is there any other questions? Trying to put on television. Um, you want it when I'm done? You so silly, Disha. It's 150 by 150. It's 150. It's 150 by 30. So yeah, I'll send it to you. And you can have the Mario too, because I doubt if I use it. But yeah, that is it. Let me look at my notes and make sure I didn't miss anything. Okay, yes, I did. The photos, make sure that it is not copyrighted. You could be sued. Make sure it's not copyrighted. The photos, if you're gonna go on Google and get a photo, make sure it's not copyrighted. Make sure that if it has the trademark there at the bottom or a watermark, don't use it. Just don't use it. You might be able to look again and find another one without it, and it may just be a little different, but don't use it. What I do is if someone gives me one with the trademark, I would go look for another one that's similar, or I would kind of Photoshop my own thing. Don't use it. I'm telling you, like, especially with Disney. Disney don't play. Do's and don'ts of the copyright. I just told you don't do that. Where to find your images. I told you Google or Pinterest, or you make it up, create it. If you know how to draw, you know somebody who know how to draw. My son, he hooking me up. He knows how to draw. Or I use Photoshop. I use Illustrator to make like graphic designs. I always make graphic designs. That's what I do. Um, don't worry about that floss. It doesn't matter. The floss is the color, and the color that you're going to use when you get your graph, when you're doing your graph, is whatever yarn you want to use. As long as it's the same weight. Don't go crazy over that. Okay. We covered the unconnecting lines. Those lines are very important because if you leave them, then that means that you're gonna have disappearing edges, and like the eyes and the mouth, like they start disappearing. And when they disappearing, your actual crocheted project will not look like it's supposed to. You may love it, you may think it looks beautiful, and you're proud of yourself. I'm proud of you too. But the next time, let's do it a little better so that it looks bold and clear and not blurry. Those unconnected lines make it blurry. Um, always check your work. I highlight, that's what I was doing. I think Celeste asked me. I just highlight, which is the same thing as the little box that comes up. I just click the right button, and the right button will have the little box come up, and it's little things on there that ask you what you want. And there, that's the highlight. And export. Let me show you real quick. How do you export? How do you take that thing that you just made and make it into a picture, and then make it into an actual graph with the PDF? I'm going to show you that, and then I'm finished. So if you have any questions, ask now. Let me share. Okay. So I am going to take this and erase it because I don't need that. What I'm going to use is this up here. So I am going to go to pattern property, and this is where you write the title. For some reason, I spelled your name like a couple of times, but looking at it now, I feel like I'm spelling it wrong. Don't forget to like and share, like Disha said. Like and share. You want me to keep doing these things? You gotta like and share, because a sister not gonna get a dime. And if a sister don't get a dime, then what's the sense in even doing it, right? Like, right? You guys watching, liking, and sharing makes a difference. It really do. Okay. All right. So once I got it to the size that I need, and once I got it to how I need it to do, tapestry crochet. So it's a difference. Grafghan and tapestry is totally different. If you're gonna do tapestry, tapestry is carrying your yarn. If you're gonna make a blanket, or If you're going to do a graph gan, it's a little different. You don't want to carry a yarn because if you carry a yarn, you're going to see the yarn that you carry. You don't want that to happen. So it's different. Tapestry, you carry your yarn all the way through. You don't want to do that. You're going to make your blankets real big and bulky. You don't want to make it big and bulky. You want your blankets to be nice, soft, and squishy. And it's not going to be that if you have all that yarn that you're carrying. So Grafkin is the way to go. And if you need help with that, check me out. I got a whole bunch of videos that can help you with that. So I'm going up here where it says import export. I'm going to export into an image. I'm going to click auto preview. So I'm looking at it just to make sure this is the image I want. Save. That's the name I'm saving it. Click save. Boom. I already have it. It's saved on my documents as a JPEG. That's an actual picture without the grid. So if I send it to you guys, this is how, when you guys see my graphs and you see my pictures, that's what you're looking at. Now I'm going to PDF. All computers should have a built-in print to PDF. All of them should. If it's not, then you have to download a converter. So all I'm going to do is press print, and it's automatically on print to PDF. So it's automatically going to convert to PDF. I'm changing it from symbols because if I keep it like that, it's going to look like this, which is symbols. And that's not a good idea. So since I've been doing this, only one person in my whole entire GraphGAN career, one person asked for the symbols. No one else did. So now that I made it color blocks, boom, this is how it looks. If you want to learn more specifics about it, you got to join the Diva Squad, because I'll do it in more depth with them. So this is how it's going to look. This is how, when she prints it out, this is how it's going to look. And down here is the ledger. The ledger is the page that you guys get that tells you the information, which is like my name, the title, the colors. It also tells you like how much the skeins and stuff like that. It tells you all of that. And I will click print. When I click print, a file is going to come up. When the file comes up, I'm going to click the name, which is going to be the same exact name that I have, and save. That's going to go automatically to my document area, and I can send it to Disha. So I will send her how it's going to look, which is the JPEG, and I'm also going to send her the PDF, which is the actual graph with the ledger in the blocks. And that's how you do a simple graph, a simple name, font, and simple image. That's how you do it. That's how you get down with the get down. And you can crochet it with C2C. I don't like C2Cs, but that's another story. It takes away. Why do everybody like C2Cs? I don't even know how it's easier, but a lot of people say it's way easier than single crochet or half double. I don't understand that. Somebody got to explain that one to me. I don't understand how that's possible. When you just do one per dot, one per square. You got to do 4 double crochets to make it one square. That just makes no sense to me. But, and it takes away from the detail. Oh, but anyway, that's it. That's it. I hope you learned something. And if you have any other questions and you want me to go more into detail, hit me up. In the description below, if you want to buy the PC Stitch book, it's an ebook that I made of whatever you could do to learn how to graph on your own. It's $40. All you have to do is make the payment, the information down there with the payment. As soon as the payment comes to me, I will automatically send you the ebook. And that's it. That's it. That's it. That's it. Make sure you like, make sure you share, tell everybody about the Diva. And if you need something more complex, I'm here to help you. And check out my Etsy shop. My Etsy shop is popping right now. C2C seems like it works up faster. How? How? You're doing 4 double crochets for one. How? I'm so confused, Renee. I'm so confused. 4 double crochets for one square. Whereas while you're doing the 4 double crochets, I'm doing one HDC. That's so crazy. But it's preference. So it's whatever you like, right? It's whatever you like and how you want it. And you use more yarn. And it's bigger and bulkier. Oh my gosh. And you want to know what? It's pixeled. So because it's pixeled, it makes me think of babies or kids. So all the detail that I put in my grass, you pixelizing it. Yeah, you're pixelizing it. It's little holes and gaps. You're taking away from it, but it's your preference. It's cool. It's your preference. It's your preference. I never I never understood that, but thanks for letting me know because maybe you might do your 4 double crochets quicker than others may do a HDC. I never understood it though, but it's cool. All right, so that's it. I'm done. Have a good night. I will check you out on Sunday on the podcast. If you have anything you want to learn, anything else you need me to do, more videos on something you need to learn specifically, let me know. Comment, send me a message, hit me up, and I will definitely do it. You guys have a good night, and I will talk to you later. I am hungry and thirsty, and I gotta go eat. Bye.